Namaste everyone, welcome to Physio Vitals. This is Dr. Ankita Sawan. Today's video is all about human anatomy introduction. So homologous parts of upper limb consist of shoulder girdle, shoulder joint, arm consists of humerus, elbow joint, forearm consists of radius and ulnar bone, wrist joint, hand consists of carpus, metacarpus and 5 digits. Now homologous parts of lower limb consist of hip girdle, hip joint, thigh consists of femur bone, knee joint, leg consists of tibia and fibular bone, ankle joint, foot consists of tarsus, metatarsus and 5 digits. Moving further, shoulder region. Shoulder region includes pectoral or breast region on the front of the chest, axilla and armpit. The scapular region on the back comprises parts around the scapula. The bones of the shoulder girdle are clavicle. Consider this is a clavicle and here is scapula. So this is clavicle and this is scapula. Of these, only the clavicle articulates with the axial skeletal. This here is axial skeletal. So clavicle articulates with axial skeletal. Alright. At the sternoclavicular joint. The scapula is mobile. Scapula is mobile and is held in position by various muscles. The clavicle and scapula articulates with each other at the acromioclavicular joint. Acromion is a part of scapula which articulates with clavicle and forms the acromioclavicular joint. Moving further to arm. Arm extends from the shoulder to the elbow. The bone of the arm is humerus. Alright, this is scapula, this is humerus. The joint formed over here is shoulder joint. The upper end of the humerus meets the scapula. Alright, scapula and forms the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint permits movement of arm. Moving further to forearm. It extends from the elbow to the wrist. Alright. The bones of forearm are radius. Consider this as the right upper limb. So here is radius, here is ulnar. The thumb side is radius bone and the little finger side is the ulnar bone. Alright. Now at the upper end of the radius and ulnar and the lower end of the humerus articulates and forms elbow joint. Alright, just imagine what I am saying. Then the lower end of the radius and ulnar articulates with 8 carpal bones and forms here is the wrist joint. Alright. Now the radius and ulnar meet at each other at radioulnar joint. The elbow joint permits movements such as flexion, extension and supination and pronation. So while flexion, consider that here is your face. Alright, this is your ribs, here is your hand, this is arm, this is your forearm. Alright, when the hand is coming near to the face, this movement is called flexion. When the hand is going away from the face, this movement is extension. Alright. Now the other movement of elbow joint is pronation and supination. In mid flex elbow, the palm faces upward, that will be supination. When the palm is facing downwards, that will be pronation. During pronation, radius rotates around the ulnar. Alright. Now we'll see hand. Hand, the wrist or carpus, supported by 8 carpal bones arranged in 2 rows. 8 carpal bones arranged in 2 rows. This is proximal and this is distal row. 2 rows, alright. Now, the hand or metacarpals, metacarpals, supported by 5 metacarpal bones. There are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fingers basically, so 5 metacarpal bones. Now, 5 digits. We have 5 fingers, 5 digits. Each finger is supported by 3 phalanges, but the thumb has only 2 phalanges, total being 14 phalanges. Alright. 14 phalanges. The carpal bones form the wrist joint. I'll show you. The proximal and distal carpal rows. 8 carpal bones. They form the wrist joint. When the wrist joint is formed, when the carpals articulate with radius and ulnar, right? With radius. Here is wrist joint. Now, the carpal bones form the wrist joint with the radius, intercarpal joints with one another. Intercarpals, proximal and distal carpal row, intercarpal joints. The carpo-metacarpal joint with the metacarpals. Now, these are carpals. Here are 5 metacarpals. So, carpo-metacarpal joint will be this carpals and this metacarpal forming here a joint is carpo-metacarpal joint with the metacarpals. All terms are self-explanatory. See, carpo-metacarpal joint will be obviously consisting of carpals and metacarpals. These two parts are forming, articulating, and thus forming that particular joint. Alright, then the phalanges form metacarpophalanges. Now these are metacarpals. Here are phalanges. This is the knuckle area. Alright, phalanges also we have distal and proximal. These are all proximal. Here will be distal phalanges. But the thumb consists of 2 phalanges and other 4 fingers consist of 3 phalanges. Alright, movement of the hand are permitted chiefly at the wrist joint. The thumb moves at the first carpo-metacarpal joint. Carpo-metacarpal, carpus and metacarpus joint, where an exclusive movement of opposition besides the other usual movements are permitted. Each of the second to fifth digit move at the metacarpophalangeal, proximal and distal interphalangeal joint. Alright, now just see. This over here is clavicle, the only horizontal bone of human skeleton. This is scapula. Here it's a shoulder joint. This is humerus. This is elbow joint. Here is radius and ulnar. This is wrist joint. Here is metacarpals and phalanges. Alright. Now, so total there are 32 bones in upper limb, right upper limb, and left upper limb also consists of 32 bones. 32. Now, so total being 64 bones. Alright. Further moving on to force transmission, line of force transmission. So here if there is a weight, alright, so how the force is transmitted? It first goes to hand, then it goes to wrist joint, from there to radius, interosseous membrane to ulnar bone, ulnar say it goes to elbow joint, from there it goes to humerus, from humerus it goes to shoulder joint, from shoulder it goes to scapula, scapula say it goes to coracoclavicular ligament, from there it goes to clavicle, from there from clavicle it goes to sternoclavicular joint, and then sternum, and finally to axial skeletal. So this is the line of force transmission. I hope you like the video. The reference of this video was B.D. Chaurasia's Human Anatomy Volume 1. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and stay tuned for further video physio related topics. Thank you so much.